Hi, I'm Stacy with Edgewater Creative.
And I'm Tia with Done Classy Events.
We're two small business owners who reside in the beautiful city of Dunedin, Florida.
We love our charming city on the Gulf and want to share with you all it has to offer.
Join us as we chat with business owners, event hosts, and charities located in Dunedin and other surrounding communities.
So come along and meet us on Main Street. I loved the game that your dad got you of the bagel or a beagle. When I was looking at
Beagle
the TikTok
or bagel?
earlier.
Yeah.
And I just loved because you're just like, bagel, beagle. I couldn't tell the difference, so I understand why that game's out there.
If we're recording right now, I'm just going to, okay. I should probably I am recording. Jesus. I told you I'm tired. I randomly get this package in the mail and it's this game called Beagle or Bagel. And there's a note from my dad saying, I thought you would like this because I have a beagle. And I was like, oh, that's really sweet, but random. Okay. And, but I thought it was hilarious because like, how can you mistake a beagle for a bagel? I don't even get it. I don't know.
Is it a game for people that's hard of seeing? Like, take your glasses off and now try to tell me whether it's a beagle or a bagel, because I may actually have trouble with that if I added that twist into the game. I'd be like
it's cards and you have to guess if it's a beagle or bagel. And obviously the dogs are like rolled into a circle like a sleeping dog, but still it's pretty obvious. I mean, maybe if it's like a marble bagel, but
Did you and Dominic play the game?
We made our own version in that I picked up bagels for breakfast and and said beagle or bagel and recorded it for our TikTok channel.
Far more entertaining, I'm sure, than the game.
Yeah.
I like making up my own rules to like card games that I don't understand. So we got the Oregon Trail expansion pack.
Oh,
so we
I was
didn't have
about that.
Yeah, so we didn't have the actual game because that cost too much and this was on clearance. So essentially we just took all the cards out and started making up our own rules for and just turned it into a drinking game of like dying from cholera and like all this kind of stuff. But I used to love that game as a kid.
I loved the Oregon Trail.
It was the best game. Like, I want them to bring it back, but I don't want them to change one thing about the flat 2D, the little wagon, and then like the really crappy graphics. It has to be exactly the same.
Agreed.
And then on that note, hi, I'm Tia.
I'm Stacy, and welcome to the Oregon Trail.
Yes. One of us is about to die from dysentery or be scalped by Indians. Which one will be it? Stay tuned. It's so realistic. Like, they really were trying to teach you like life skills from the 1800s of the Oregon
I
Trail.
remember it was like a treat to play in computer class in school.
When you put that floppy disk that was never floppy, so I don't understand where that came from.
Well,
but when you
there
put the
was like a floppy disk before what we know of as a floppy disk. So I think they just weren't inventive enough to say like, oh, it's a non-floppy disk.
Either way, it sounds pornographic, so they should have found some other name for that. I do like, speaking of computers, flaccid disk, hard as a rock disk. They weren't as perverted back in early 90s. But can I segue real quick into computers have you ever watched the show Mad Men?
Yes, I probably saw the first 4 episodes. I never got into it.
Gotcha. It's actually really good, and John Hamm is pretty sexy, so he's kind of what keeps you in the entire time. But they had one of the seasons, they were installing a computer into their office, and like everyone's like, oh gosh, like it's going to take people's jobs and everything. But the way, like, they had to have an entire room, probably the size of my living room, and they were installing a giant computer. And while I was watching that episode, I had 2 laptops, my cell phone, and like my other like computer, like sitting all around me. I'm just like, oh my God, I can't believe they used to dedicate entire rooms to a freaking computer.
How far we've come with technology.
Thank freaking God. Now it's just in this right here. Phone.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
And
Technology. Yeah.
watch.
And a freaking watch.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy, guys. Well, thank God I was never even in that time of, I'm sure some of our listeners were back in that computer days, but I mean, I was at least in the back part of the monitor was really bulky days.
Yes.
That's where my
The
computer life
IBM.
started. Yes, or the Macintosh is what I used to have back before it became Mac.
Yeah.
I was one of the first Mac users before it was cool with my AOL
With
dial-up.
the dial-up.
And then it doesn't connect. No. 20 minutes later.
Mm-hmm.
Just like this beginning of our podcast, 20 minutes later. And now y'all know the history of computers. You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
You are welcome. Well, all right, Stacy. Well, how about you just give me a little insight onto what you've been up to lately?
Well, speaking of technology, Tia, I feel like it sounds like we planned.
Of course not. We don't plan any of this. This is all spur of the moment.
We actually just got a new piece of technology ourselves. I mentioned in our last episode that we have just expanded our services to include real estate photography and video, but we got a brand new shiny drone to add to that. So, yeah, we have a fancy drone, and Dominic went and did his test and got FAA certified. So we are official now. Yeah. He was like, you know, you have to call me pilot now.
Hell yeah. And you're going to wear that hat, baby. Bow, chicka, wow, wow.
I was like, only in the bedroom.
Hey, no, but that's really cool because drones are becoming like the new big thing with video and photography. So might as well. Are you going to start delivering packages with it too, like Amazon does in California? You can do 2 for 1.
Yeah. No. I don't have any. I don't have anything to deliver except my sharp wit, which is not very sharp right now.
No, but that really is cool. I am excited to be able to use it for maybe some of our podcast videos, perchance. Maybe we'll do
perhaps it'll make an appearance.
Oh, we can give it a name. Ooh, we have to name it.
Yeah,
I know Dominic doesn't care if like we take over on that.
I have a bad habit ever since I was 4 years old and named my favorite stuffed animal Pandy, which was a panda, of naming things their name. So it's a Maverick, and I already was thinking Mavi or Maverick works. That does
there
work.
You go. Because that goes Top Gun a little bit in there.
Yeah. So. Ooh, I like, yeah. Okay.
It's called the Maverick.
He's Maverick.
That also
I'm sure someone else has thought of that already, but.
I'm sure. But it also sounds like the biggest dildo that you'll find in a sex toy shop too. Are you buying the Maverick? Oh yeah, you are. Oh, she's got the Maverick over there. We know where she's been.
Hello, pilot.
Hello. I don't even need you anymore.
Comes around.
I've got the Maverick. Yeah. But no, that's really awesome. I can't wait to use some stuff. Maybe we'll go parasailing and you can, for one of our Stacy and Tia do stuff videos, and you can drone over us. I'll be there right next to you while they dip our feet into shark-infested waters.
Oh boy, you'll have to really build me up for that one.
What else you got other than your shiny new toy? Because I also have a shiny new toy too.
Oh,
actually, while we're talking about shiny new toys, no, not yet. I haven't come up with a name for her yet, but it is a girl, which is kind of weird though because I'll be riding it. So maybe it should be a boy, but it's yellow. I don't know. Anyways, I got a bike. John got me the bike, the only bike that I would allow him to buy me. He hunted it down through hell and high waters. He got me that bike and we put it together
with the little basket on front.
Basket and a cup holder and a cell phone holder and one of those luggage racks on the back. Whoa. It is decked the fuck out and it's bright yellow like the sunshine. So I'm very excited to start riding that around Dunedin, being a girl on the yellow bike in my 50s dress.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like that.
And then
But that's my shiny
I'll be
new
the
toy.
girl on the red trike next to you.
Like Pee Wee Herman style. Is that how he sounds? I don't know. Okay. Well, we'll go back to you, but I figured that's a good way to type in my
Talk about
shiny
new
new toy.
toys.
Hell yeah. This is what you do during quarantine. Just buy new stuff online shopping.
Yeah, there you go. And then we actually this involves you, Tia. You and I started our goose chase, the Dunedin Chamber of Commerce Rediscover Dunedin Goose Chase.
Yes, we're already
We
having
went
so much
out,
fun with it.
yeah, we went out on last Thursday and hit some businesses and took some cool photos, and that was fun. So we've got 7 down. We've got 29 more stops before we complete our passport on September 10th is the final day. So we've got a little time.
Right. Yes, exactly. And we Meet Us on Main Street is also a spot on the scavenger hunt as well. And you will get the opportunity to have our faces as your face for a photo op, because I made our faces into photo props. So, and they're very large. They're actually the size of a face. I did not mean to do that.
Yeah, and you get to pick if you're Team Tia or Team Stacy.
Yeah, we really want you to tag us in that and let us know. Our feelings won't get hurt, but we will remember it forever. We'll remember forever, but our feelings won't get hurt, but we will remember.
I won't cry myself to sleep if you say it's Team Tia, I promise.
I won't start cutting myself again if you say it's Team Stacy. So just
this got dark. We're off the rails now. So Tia, what have you been up to?
We're tired, guys. It's been a long couple of months for all of us, actually, as you all know. So how can you blame us? Oh, what have I been up to? You ask? Okay.
Oh, thank you for asking.
Thank you so much for asking. So I finally had my actual birthday. We talked about how my birthday was coming up, but that was free. And I had an absolutely lovely day. I went and met up for coffee with Christy at Tuckrow. I don't know how to pronounce it, and I apologize, but your place is amazing. That's all that matters. Get the Pop-Tarts if you have not been there. Best things ever. So we had coffee there, and she got me a very, very gorgeous necklace. That's a door that has the 34698 zip code on it. So it's my Dunedin door. And then
it's almost like you have a key to the city now.
That's my next stop, is getting that key. I'm going to get one made and say I do. No. And then I had beautiful mimosas with my lovely co-host in the park. With
your even more beautiful co-host.
Yeah. And she got me a mug that we are going to start selling at the Chamber Visitor Centers shortly. But we'll keep it classy by taking out the words. But it says, "Fuck you, Goku," which is our catchphrase at the end of episodes if you've stayed that long, and it's got my cat on the side and it's got our logo on it, and now we have matching mugs. So yeah, that was lovely. Then I hung out with my bestie afterwards, and I put her into a kratom coma. So my birthday was lovely, and then that's when I found out I was getting the bike, so it was even more exciting. I knew it was coming. I just had to wait, which I hate. I am impatient. So that was that, and then last Saturday was a super busy day because Paint Dunedin Purple was happening. So I was volunteering at the tent there to sell t-shirts. And from what I hear from Steve, they did really well for the Alzheimer's Association. So thank you everybody that went out and participated and went to all those businesses. Pisces alone, I saw posted that they made over $1,000 off of their drinks. So I can't wait till next year. Hopefully it's even more money we'll bring in for that awesome cause. And then me and Danielle had our launch party for T&D Birthday Treasures. Both our last 2 episodes on the podcast happen to be. And we were absolutely overwhelmed by the amount of items that were donated. Like I'm right now staring at 8 boxes that are completed. And I still have at least 2 or 3 boxes of stuff that's just randoms that we need to find box homes for, and we're out of boxes. So we need some more of those. But so thank you everyone who donated to us. You can still keep on donating to us. We have an Amazon wish list, and we'll have quarterly parties throughout the year where we'll have big things where you can do donations as well. So, and you can find donation bins around town. I finally tried my first HelloFresh meal that I just got in the mail. And we were just talking about this before we started recording, how delicious they really are. And how simple they are, because you have it too, right?
I've been doing HelloFresh for probably the last 6 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we love it. We love it.
Does the variety change up? Because that's why I had already canceled it. Like after I got it, does it keep changing, or is that really the only meals that you get like your choice of every week? Out of curiosity.
So, for those that don't that haven't done HelloFresh, so what they do is the meal plan that we have is 3 per week, and it works out to, we do the vegetarian, and it works out to like $9 per person per meal. And
Super
what they
reasonable.
what they do is they send you the 3 recipes like beautifully packaged in a insulated box with 3 brown paper bags sealed with the recipe on it, with recipe cards for the recipes that you're getting. Now, you can choose the recipes, or if you don't, they'll just send you the 3. So I'll look ahead and see if there's something that it sounds like I absolutely won't like, then I'll change it out. But as far as them sending the same things, like there are favorite recipes of theirs where like they'll send it, maybe once every like 5 weeks, like something. But I mean, they change them pretty regularly. So, and actually some of the things that, they do repeats of where we're like, I hope we're getting that one in this box.
Yeah. I did the shrimp stir fry, and it was absolutely delicious. And I've made shrimp stir fry myself before, but I never thought to put cornstarch into the sauce part to put it in there. So it's just those little things that you don't even, or ginger. That was the first time I've ever cooked with ginger too. And you just don't think about some things sometimes. So it's really great when it's all packaged out proportionally. So all you have to do is cut and go. But it was just curious because when I first saw it, there was only 3 meals that I actually wanted to like get for my first time. And I did choose the vegetarian one too. So I was just curious if they update it, or if the meals that you saw there are going to be the same meals that are always there, or if they like just don't show
it changes
everything.
But also, I will say this. I think so. Sometimes if I look like 2-3 weeks in advance, sometimes it changes. And I think it's because they do with what they have the ingredients for, like what's fresh or whatever. But yeah, I could talk about HelloFresh all day because we really like
yeah. But no, I'm definitely going to sign back up again and give it a try. But at first I was just like, oh, is this, I mean, if it's only these meals, then I'm not going to be able to just eat these like 3 same items.
Yeah, no, it changes. So. And what I love is that they put together things that I would never think to put together. And so it really like expands what you would make normally. It expands your culinary capabilities, and everything is very easy to follow with pictures and step-by-step instructions.
I love that. And last thing we'll talk about with HelloFresh, even if you like, you can save those recipe cards and then make them for yourself too.
Oh, we do that too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because then now you have this perfect guide, and then you say you didn't get it that week, but you're really craving it. Go to the store, buy the ingredients, and it's just not portioned as much. So,
but then sometimes you can make extra, so you have leftovers.
Oh, that's a good point. Well, that's my hopefully HelloFresh.
That's our review
right
on
now.
HelloFresh.
Yeah. In case anyone was wondering.
Not getting paid for it yet.
And I know a lot of people do. Not yet, but we better get it on the back end after we do get picked up for this promotion. And then the last thing that I've been doing, I finally got my desk all set up at Hob to start booking people's events. If I haven't mentioned it before on the podcast, I've recently become the private event coordinator at House of Beer Brewing, Hob Brewing Company. And so if you do want to book an event at Hob, then we're starting for 2021. You can email me at tia@hob.beer or events@hob.beer. Well, all right, Stacy, as per usual, would you like to introduce our guest for today?
Sure. So, our guest today is the owner of Dunedin Hemp Company, Seth Taylor. Stay tuned.
Well, today we are switching it up here, and I, Tia, if you don't know my voice already, will be doing the interview for Dunedin Hemp Company. Hemp Company. For Dunedin Hemp Company, and we have Seth Taylor in the studio virtually with us today. How are you doing today?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Oh, well, thank you for being on here. I love the product placement behind you. It's completely perfect for it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, works out nicely here.
Exactly. All right, well, let's get this party started. I'm also switching up. The reason why we're switching up is because I am a very regular customer of Dunedin Hemp, and I'm usually in there weekly. So I know a little bit more on the subject, but everything is new to Stacy. So she gets to learn like a little baby walking into the world of hemp and kratom. So it'll be exciting.
Can't wait.
So first off, Seth, how about you tell us a little bit about yourself as a person, a human being?
Okay. Well, let's see. I live over in Safety Harbor, work here in Dunedin, so it's kind of like the best of both worlds, really. Moved down to Florida about 4 years ago after the birth of my daughter. I was living up in Brooklyn, New York, and wanted more space and a better climate, so Florida called me. Yeah, I've been really enjoying this this lifestyle down here, and feel really grateful that I have a business here in Dunedin, and it's a great community. I'm excited to talk about the business. So
stop asking you personal questions. Is that what you're
well, yeah. I mean, what else can I say?
My next one was I hear you're single. And I don't know if you want to give your phone number out, but we can always post it, and you can DM us, ladies, after you see the video of this fine-looking gentleman.
Matchmaking
and,
on Meet Us on Main Street.
We do it all here.
That. Yeah, I appreciate that, because you know how hard it is in this pandemic period to find anyone to date, right? So
right, and you can't see their grill either. So now you like fall for this girl, and she's got like snaggletooths up there, and you won't even know.
Or a dead tooth. That would be even worse.
That's just hanging there. We don't want to do that to you. We will pre-screen every girl before.
So ladies,
send them your phone number.
Us your headshots.
Headshots.
Send in
Brief bio.
Yeah, brief bio.
Salary.
Your sexual history. Just kidding.
Your salary, how much you make, because we don't want no gold diggers trying to take all of his money.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, let's talk about your business then. So what made you decide to open up a hemp store?
Yeah, right on. So that's a good question. And to be honest,
no, thank you. I wrote it.
Yeah, right. If you had asked me a couple of years ago if I would be in the hemp business, I would say like you're crazy, because I was pretty well established in a career doing urban planning and neighborhood revitalization. And then that kind of came to a close, and I was in a little bit of a transition period where I was doing some real estate, commercial real estate here in the Tampa Bay area. I started frequenting a kratom shop over in Clearwater called the Garden of Tea, and became a regular customer there, kind of like you, Tia, are here, and was working remotely from this shop, the Garden of Tea, and got to know the owner, Shane, very well, and we kind of put our heads together and said, hey, why don't we expand and open up a shop in Dunedin, because we noticed that there are actually a lot of customers coming over to Clearwater from Dunedin. So it was an indicator to us that there might be an opportunity in the market here to open up a hemp shop.
Before you opened, I actually asked why there was no like kratom place or hemp company in Dunedin, and then magically you appeared. So I like wished you into existence into the Dunedin area. I have been called a witch for nice purposes at times. So,
well, thank you. Yeah, no,
you're welcome.
It was a little bit of a surprise to us as well that there wasn't a tea shop or a hemp shop out in this area, because I don't know, it seems like this would be the kind of business that you would find out here, right? So
we're a little quirky, little alternative.
Right? Yeah. So originally our plan was to create another tea shop and just call it the Garden of Tea Dunedin. But we did some more brainstorming and research into the market, and decided to go with the hemp name because hemp is a little more all-encompassing, and of course CBD is a popular product these days, and so we wanted the focus to be more on the hemp and CBD side and a little bit less on the tea and kratom side. So that's sort of the little bit of the history behind the concept for Dunedin Hemp Company.
So what kind of products do you sell in shop?
Right. So we have obviously hemp. That's our main.
What?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Cool.
And we have different categories of hemp. So we carry hemp flower, which is smokable flower. We have edibles, which includes everything from capsules to gummies. We have topicals, which are the creams and salves that you put on your skin. And we have, let's see, edibles, topicals, tinctures, which are the oils, right? So those are our main hemp CBD products that we have. And the way that we present our products and do our merchandising is we try to make it as simple for both us as the owners and the customers to kind of wrap their heads around it. Because we understand that CBD in general could be kind of an overwhelming product to understand, right? Because you see it everywhere. But oftentimes the people who are selling it may not really know where it's from or what's in it or the effects that it may have. And so we're a specialty shop, right? So we work very closely with our farmer who lives on Clearwater Beach and has a farm up in Kentucky. And so, you know, the hemp flower, we're very close with the farmer, so we, you know, source it very carefully. And then all the other products, the tinctures, topicals, they are all local Florida vendors. So that's really helpful for us too, because, you know, we can build that relationship with our vendor and really get a deep understanding of where the product is sourced and get a good understanding of the quality of the product to make sure that it meets our standards.
That's really important too, because sometimes you never know what they're, you know, putting into these things. So it's really good that you guys actually care and you know where your product's coming from, instead of just getting it from China or something mailed over and you have no idea what other like additives are getting put into it. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, it's really important. And I think that was just sort of getting back to that first question of why a hemp shop and why Dunedin. Well, we thought that, again, there's that opportunity in the market, right? Because CBD you find oftentimes in grocery stores or convenience stores, or you might see it in an aisle of a grocery store, or of course a traditional smoke shop, right? So we wanted to create a space that has a friendly vibe, is welcoming, a place where people can come and feel comfortable about asking questions about hemp and CBD, and hopefully, you know, we can give answers to those questions. So we're really proud of what we've created over here, and we do have great products, and really excited about our customer base, which seems to be growing and getting out through word of mouth. So
For the ignoramuses among us, like myself, what exactly is the difference between hemp and CBD? So I don't know a lot about that world.
Sure.
So you mentioned some things that I have tons of questions really, but we'll start with that one.
Well, that's a great question. So CBD is actually one of the cannabinoids or compounds that is derived from the hemp plant. And so just like THC is a cannabinoid, so too is CBD. A good way that I describe it, hemp in general, is that, so imagine you have cannabis and imagine cannabis is the mother, okay? And she has two children. She has hemp and she has marijuana. So hemp, it again comes from cannabis, but hemp contains less than 0.3% THC. So hemp is low in THC and high in CBD. And again, these THC, CBD, these are just different cannabinoids that come from the plant.
Mm-hmm.
Marijuana, on the other hand, is high in THC and lower in CBD. So that's kind of like the probably the simplest way to describe the difference between hemp and marijuana. And then also, to your question of CBD versus hemp, well, CBD comes from the hemp plant.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So you mentioned hemp flour. Are you talking like flour you bake with, or like or like a flour?
Oh dear God, that is I have no idea what I'm talking about question.
I told you I'm an ignoramus.
Well, no, it is.
You're the good one of the two.
It's another good question because a lot of customers, when they see our hemp flour, their immediate reaction is, "Oh wow, you have marijuana," and because it looks and tastes and smells just like it. So flour is basically the bud, that comes from the plant, and so you can smoke it in a pre-roll or a glass pipe or whatever one's preference may be. Yeah, that's one of the categories of CBD that we carry here is the flower.
Gotcha. What are some of the uses of, like, what would people smoke hemp for or use the CBD products that you mentioned for, like the oils and stuff?
Right. So generally people are coming in to purchase CBD for pain relief or help with anxiety. Insomnia is a big one. Those are probably the biggest three reasons why people are coming in: pain relief, anxiety, insomnia. And so basically what's happening is when you consume or ingest CBD, the cannabidiol, it's attaching to your receptors, which are in your endocannabinoid system, which is a subsystem of the nervous system. And so when the CBD hits those receptors, it kind of helps your body achieve a certain level of homeostasis and balance. Again, the big difference between hemp and marijuana is that THC, CBD. So the nice thing about hemp is when you consume it, it's going to the receptors that are mainly in your body, right? You don't have many CBD receptors in your head. So the effect is that you're not going to get a head high like you would with marijuana, but rather you're going to get a nice full body relaxation. So that's why I think it's become it's becoming such a popular product, is because people can use it during the daytime. They can use it while they're at work, and your cognitive ability is not sort of
Impaired in any way?
Impaired, yeah, thank you. It's not impaired in any way. And for people who have a little bit of anxiety like I do, the hemp is perfect because, again, it sends these relaxation signals through my body.
And you even have CBD products for pets too, right? Because I give my cat it's just pet CBD oil, and it actually has been helping him be less of a dick. So I sprinkle it into his food at night and into his wet food. What was it? So is it like, what types of things does it do for pets? The same thing as for people?
Yeah, pretty much. I think physiologically it has a similar effect. And we do have a lot of customers. Obviously, Dunedin is very dog friendly, right? Dog eating. And so, as an example, during July 4th, around the holiday when all the fireworks were going off, we sold out of our pet products because pet owners knew that their dogs were going to be go into crazy mode with all these fireworks. So basically, the pet CBD is sold in a tincture form, which you can just drop into their food, or you can drop it right into their mouth. And then we also
good luck with that with Goku.
Right, yeah, good luck. Yeah.
I've tried that with medication before.
Or the biscuits, which are really easy for dogs to eat. I also we have some CBD for cats too. Don't forget the cats. So yeah, it's a good product for those animals.
So with something like that, would it be that they have to build up a tolerance for it, or would just one dose be effective?
Yeah, so what we find is that even with one serving, the onset is almost immediate, and that your pet will. Are we talking pets or?
We're talking pets right now. I do have a question about humans in that, but for now, pets.
You can do a two-parter.
Yeah, and it's probably similar for the onset and the effects are similar. But yeah, if you were to take CBD for the first time right now, you would feel it. So it's not something where you need to work your way up to feel the effects of it.
Okay.
And those different categories that I was describing before, the flower and the topicals and the tinctures, again, just different ways of consuming CBD. And so it really comes down to a matter of personal preference. So if you like the taste of the gummies, then, go for the gummies. If you're okay with the smokable flower, then do that. So of course, the smokable flower, the onset is going to be almost immediate, whereas the gummies might take a little bit longer to feel the effects of, because it's got to work its way through the digestive system. But yeah.
So how would you know, what's the proper dosage, if you will, if you've, say, never had a CBD or hemp product before?
Yeah, so that's something, and I apologize because the answer is going to be kind of vague, but really that's, I think that is the answer, is that every person kind of has to figure out what the right serving size is for their own body and mind. We always advise people to kind of start low and kind of work their way up. But typically for a tincture or an edible, we usually say, start at 25 milligrams as a starting point, and then work your way up from there. So yeah, I mean, they're still doing all the research, and that's something that's being developed in the scientific community. But for right now, the advice that we give folks is to kind of try it and take it from there.
Gotcha. I gotta try some. Figure out my dosage.
Yeah, serving size. We like to say serving size.
Moving on from hemp and CBD, please tell us a little bit about the amazing elixir, which is Kratom or Kratom, depending on who you talk to.
Sure.
If it's wrong, it's probably how I pronounce it.
So you said Kratom or Kratom, and then there's a third way, which is Kratom.
Oh, I like that one. Kratom.
But we call
Sounds very French.
Pinkies out while I drink my Kratom.
We call it Kratom, and Kratom is totally different from cannabis and hemp. So just want to make that distinction. Kratom is plant-based, and it comes from Southeast Asia. It's indigenous to Southeast Asia. We import ours from Malaysia. We don't import directly. Our vendor does it. And so basically, Kratom has been around for centuries, and there's a compound within Kratom that has an effect of giving some pain relief and also some energy. If you use it in higher doses, then it becomes more of a sedative. And so basically, Kratom, we brew it into a tea, and we brew it up with cinnamon, and we try to make it taste really good. And it's, for a lot of people, it's replaced coffee, right? So instead of getting that coffee with the caffeine, which is caffeine, of course, is a psychoactive drug, folks will come in and have a cup of our white Kratom tea and get that nice boost of energy. It's mood lifting, and again, it offers some pain relief. So Kratom, I'm sure you see signs for it everywhere. Again, gas stations, smoke shops.
Yeah.
So it's something that we wanted to again present it in a way to our customers where they could feel good about trying Kratom or drinking the tea. And I think we're doing a good job of that. We sell it by the cup and by the gallon. It's a nice,
which is what I buy.
Yeah, you buy the gallons. Thank you.
Yeah.
So it's a nice cold brew tea, and of course we also sell it in the powder form. So some people will just get the powder, and then they'll go home and make their own brew. Tia, I know you tried that, and then you came back to us.
You've heard my woes on trying to make it myself, and since you just brew it for people, which I think is awesome, I'm like, I might as well save the money from probably wasting it, me trying to make it, and just have the expert do it themselves.
Yeah, we love it. It's a nice sort of craft, and we take great pride in the taste and quality of our tea. So I'm a Kratom user myself, I'll drink it daily. That's the other thing is the people who are drinking Kratom. It's such a diverse group of people. So if you look at, I'm just thinking about some of our customers, right? You'll have people who will be maybe in their 70s and are looking for some pain relief for their muscles and joints. You have younger people who are drinking it maybe because they're trying to cut back on their alcohol consumption. We have one customer who is this mega fitness athlete who runs a marathon every week. And he drinks Kratom to kind of restore his body. So Kratom is really one of those plant-based products that is used by so many people. And yet you wouldn't really know it if you were to just kind of do a Google search on it, because just to be perfectly frank, there is a lot of sort of negative, there's a sort of a stigma around it. And I think that it's generated in part by the pharmaceutical industry, because they see Kratom as something that could potentially affect their bottom line. So
it's just like marijuana. It's the same thing.
Right.
Like, it's big pharma can't make money off of it. Even though it helps so many people, they want to get it like illegalized.
Yes. Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Because
so, yeah, I mean, I would encourage you It's not an overwhelming feeling. It's nothing to be, you don't have to brace yourself for a cup of kratom tea. Think of it as a cup of coffee, right? So if anyone out there is thinking about trying kratom, this would be a great starting place to try it. Again, because we source it very carefully. All of our kratom products are lab tested. So we really stand behind our product and want to make it a good experience for our customers too.
And kratom really has changed my life ever since I started drinking it. And it's amazing how much benefits it has. I've cut down drinking. I've cut down caffeine. My social anxiety has started going away. My depression symptoms are starting to lessen. It's literally been a miracle for my life. And that's why I'm always like, preach the word of the good book of kratom, and try to get everybody to drink it. Because I never knew about it. I mean, I had heard about it, and I just heard that people were trying to make it illegal, which made me want to try it more. But it really is a life-changing thing. And a lot of people who I know that drink it regularly say the same thing.
Yeah, and you're saying life-changing, and you'd be surprised how many customers who come in, who drink kratom actually say that. They say, wow, this has really been life-changing for me. Mm-hmm. But again, there are people who use it just in a more sort of casual way as a part of their daily routine. Others who use it maybe a little more medicinally. So it's a really terrific, natural, plant-based medicinal product.
So from what I understand, then kratom is ingested through a tea, usually. It comes in powdered form and then it goes in a tea?
Yeah, that's right. Yep. So, so it comes to us delivered, packaged in a powder form, and we brew it into a tea. Some people will buy just the powder and mix it with their own sort of orange juice or lemonade. We also sell it in a capsule, which is a really convenient way to take it. But I think the tea is probably the best place. If you've never had it, I would start with the tea.
I think Tia's mentioned that it's kind of, I was going to say that she mentioned that it's a little bitter tasting, right?
It is, yes. Yeah, the alkaloids in kratom give it a kind of a bitter taste. So we have a whole bunch of delicious sweeteners to kind of sweeten it up, whether it's honey or our peach and mango and strawberry, pineapple.
I like the soda, the Mexican sodas that you have when we tried it. That the pineapple, what's it? The
Jarritos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He poured some of that in there. That's pretty good too.
It
And it gives a little carbonation.
That's right. Yeah. And we're going to be experimenting with different recipes. There's so many different ways that you can serve it. Right now we have this delicious recipe for our tea, but we do want to kind of experiment with different flavors and ways of serving it to our customers.
And there are different colors. Would you like to give them just a rundown of what the different colors are for?
Yeah, sure. So just like cannabis has many different strains, so too does kratom. So here at our shop, we carry 3 different strains of kratom. I just said kratom.
I liked that. It was very
very proper. I liked it.
Thank you. Yeah. So we have a white strain, we have a red and a green. And so the effects are a little bit different. So if you're looking to wake up a little bit, I would suggest our white strain, which is a bit more of a stimulant. If you're looking for a good general daytime use to help, lift your mood and maybe help with focus a little bit, I would suggest our green strain. And then finally, if you're looking for stronger pain relief, something that acts more as a sedative, then you would want to go with our red strain. So we try to keep it real simple here at the shop. Because we know that it could be overwhelming. So 3 strains and 3 different types of effects.
Seth, with the CBD and the hemp and the kratom, are any of them considered addictive?
So there's still, and I'm not trying to evade the question, but there's still a lot of medical research that's being done to answer that. But I think that what we can say that it is maybe habit forming, and in part, maybe it's I don't know if there's a real dependency. I mean, I know, speaking for myself, if I were to not have kratom tea for the next few days, I would be fine. I would still be performing at my levels. And the same thing with CBD. If I were to go a couple days out, I'd be okay. But it can become habit forming, I think, in some part because of the culture behind it. Because it's just like part of your routine, right? So you can make it part of your day, right? Where you wake up and you say, I'm going to go to Dunedin Hemp Company and get a tea and say hi to Sammy and see what Adam's up to and say hi to Tia. So in that sense, it can maybe become habit forming, yeah. Mm-hmm. But as far as the physiological or psychological dependency, I think that there's still a lot of research that's being done on that.
You also have a line called Hat and Tea. So you want to tell us a little bit about that one?
I do, yeah. Thanks for asking about that. So Hat and Tea is a small apparel business that I have. I started that business in 2018. And it was born kind of out of a desire to just want to be creative. And also because, and I think this is something about, which is perhaps somewhat unique to Florida, or at least Tampa Bay, is when I first moved down here, I saw like all these street festivals and, the Third Fridays and the vendor economy is so big down here. And I was kind of always thinking how fun it would be to be a part of that, right? So had a lot of ideas, and then finally came up with apparel. And in part because I saw that, we have these great towns in Tampa Bay, and a lot of the shirts are more kind of like ones that you might find, no offense, on Clearwater Beach, maybe a little garish and not exactly art. So Hat and Tea, I work with an illustrator friend of mine. So I'll send her a concept for a design and then she'll illustrate it. And then we screen print them over in Safety Harbor. Ben Brewer is my awesome screen printer. The idea is to find symbols that represent a place, right? So for the Safety Harbor collection, we've illustrated the Baranoff oak tree and the pier and the gazebo. And for the Dunedin collection, we've illustrated the corner of Pinellas in Maine with a bicycle, and also have the orange fruit. So it's a way of celebrating local places through art and apparel and, dare I say, fashion. So we have here at the shop a hat and tea section. So great place to come and look through the rack and check out our shirts. You can also find hat and tea at the Saturday downtown Dunedin market. Yeah.
I love your quality, and I love like the artwork that you have behind it. Next one, if I can throw in a suggestion, would be dogs.
Dogs?
Yes.
Yes. So you gotta do the dogs.
Illustrate a dog and put it on a shirt.
Dare I say it, Tia? Two lovely co-hosts leaning back to back on a Meet Us on Main Street sign.
Oh my God, Seth, if you could make that happen, wow. Like fucking best friends for life right there. If you got
Yeah.
Where can people get in contact you with? Where can people find you? get
Right.
stuff from you?
So our shop is here at 1301 and a half Bayshore Boulevard. We are in a really cool commercial plaza. Probably the best way to tell you where we are is we're basically, I'm looking right now, I'm staring at Eddie's Bar and Grill. So very close to Eddie's. You can get to us if you're on your bike off the Pinellas Trail. Again, Bayshore right over here. I would encourage folks to check out our website, which is DunedinHempCompany.com. And the cool thing about that is you can actually go there and you can look at our products. And if you want, you can purchase, and then you could select if you want delivery or shipping or pickup. So we give you a lot of options. We also encourage y'all to follow us on social media, definitely Facebook and Instagram. We do daily posts there. We're a small shop. It's just myself and my business partner, Shane, and Sammy. And so we love our customers. We love meeting new customers. And we're really excited to be part of the Dunedin business community, members of both the DDMA as well as the Chamber.
Well, thank you so much, Seth, for being on our show. Stay tuned because we have a Inside the Podcast studio for you as well.
All right, Seth, are you ready for our new segment called Inside the Podcast Studio?
Boop, 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 boop.
Or are you apprehensive because you don't know what you've gotten yourself into?
Yeah. If you want the honest answer, yeah, maybe a little bit.
Everyone always is.
All right. Well, here we go. What is your favorite word?
You know, I have a lot of words that I like, but my favorite word today is going to be cannabinoid.
Yes, I love it. The word of the day is cannabinoid.
Love it. What is your least favorite word?
My least favorite word is no.
What is your favorite curse word?
Fuck.
What animal would you want to be?
If I could be any animal, it would be a dolphin.
So what animal would you never want to be?
A skunk.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Farming.
What profession would you not like to do?
I wouldn't want to be an accountant.
If you died tomorrow, what is one thing you would want the world to remember about you?
You guys are going to make me cry now? Wow. Remembering Seth as somebody who had a passion for his business and community and who was a good father. That would make me very happy.
Thank you so much, Seth, for being on our show. We learned a lot about hemp and CBD that I know Stacy had no idea about, and stuff that I didn't know about as well. And everyone got a little education on my new favorite drink, Kratom or Kratom. Depends on who you talk to. So we've got some events going around town for the next couple weeks. First one up is on 9/5, which is a Saturday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. It is called Sip, Stretch, and Eat Tiki Edition, and it will be at the HONU. And it is a yoga class that I offer through Done Classy Events, where it's kind of pop-up yoga where you get to see and do yoga at different businesses around Dunedin. So this one, like I said, is going to be at the HONU, and they will be giving 10% off of your meal after the class. So come and check it out. You can reserve your spot on Facebook, or you can pay at the door.
And then also on 9/5 is the Run for the Roses Derby in a Box fundraiser for Random Acts of Flowers. On 9/5, which is a Saturday, as we mentioned, from 4 to 7, is the Kentucky Derby. And so Random Acts of Flowers is doing a unique fundraiser where you purchase a Derby party in a box from them. And you can watch the Kentucky Derby, do a little party at home, and also raise money for a great organization. So for more information on that, you can call 727-754-7974. And of course, every Saturday we have the downtown Dunedin Market going on in the parking lot between the History Museum and Blur. And that's from 9 to 1 every Saturday, where you can check out some unique handcrafted goods, pick up some produce for the week. And also on Saturdays, there's a float fit balance class at Highlander Pool at 11:30 a.m. Now, this one seemed like more your cup of tea, Tia, because I have absolutely zero balance, but it sounds interesting all the same.
I've always wanted to try paddleboard yoga, and I would much rather do it in a pool than in the middle of the ocean. So yeah, this is definitely something I'm going to check out.
Yeah, it's cool. They so from what it looked like, they do have it on the stand-up paddle boards. They're doing the yoga in the Highlander pool, but I won't be doing it because I will be the one person that like somehow falls outside the pool and into the cement. So
how did she even do that? She was in the center. She's wearing floaties. And then our last event that we've got going on is on first Sunday, 9/6 from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. at Cricket Thumb. It is the first Sunday Greyhound meet and greet, which is hosted by the Gold Coast Greyhound Adoptions Gulf Coast chapter, and they will be bringing some greyhounds out. Usually those style adoptions are greyhounds that used to be racing greyhounds but have now retired from their duties of life. And at the end of this year, as we all know, Florida is getting rid of greyhound racing, so there's going to be even more need to adopt these adorable puppies. So they'll be out from 12 to 3. So go on, check them out, get a beer. The more beers you drink, the more dogs you bring home.
And Tia, I've got one more thing that we forgot to mention, and that is tomorrow, the day after the podcast is released. That is, if you aren't listening on the day the podcast is released, well, it'll already be out at that point in time. But we did do a Stacy and Tia Do Stuff episode at Dunedin Hemp Company. So be sure to check that out. I am very proud of this one. Be sure to check that out on our Facebook page or our YouTube. And while you're there, be sure to like it, comment on it.
And I've seen the video already, and it's absolutely fantastic. I think our videos just keep getting better and better because
Edgewater Creative does them.
Is fucking awesome. Exactly. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate all of you. Please, as always, remember to rate, review, subscribe, like us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and the YouTube. And I think that may be it. All right, guys. Have a good one. Until next time.
Ta-ta.
Bye. Ta-ta for now.